Hello and welcome to my review of the Black Templars Army Set for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now this army set did come out in October and cost £120. It consists of 13 miniatures, an Emperor's Champion on the left, the next model in, the Marshal, then a Crusader Squad, and a Redemptive Dreadnorm. Also includes a pack of cards and a transfer sheet. The Redemptive Dreadnorm is £40, the Crusader Squad is £36.50, the Marshal is £21, and the Emperor's Champion is £21, and the Emperor's Champion is £23.50. So that's a total of £121. Typically a set of data cards is about £15, so you're looking at £136, not including the special edition version of the Codex supplement there over on the right, and I would have expected that to cost no less than about £30. So you are saving about between £40 and £50 on this set, and if you were able to get it at a discount from say Element Games, you could have also used some crystals to get even more money off. It would have added to your crystal balance. I think it's a good set. You know, it clearly saves you a bit of money from buying these separate. The Combat Patrol for the Black Templars includes the Crusader Squad, the Upgrade Sprue, the Marshal, and an Impulsor. That also saves you a little bit of money. But this army set, the elephant in the room, is the Redemptive Dreadnorm. When I first saw this set, I thought, why on earth have they put a Redemptive Dreadnought in the set? Don't get me wrong, the Redemptive Dreadnought is a good model, it's a nice kit, but it has been around for over 4 years now. And I would have preferred them to have included only new Black Templars models in this army set, such as the Sword Brethren. And that would have made sense because the Sword Brethren are cheaper than the Redemptive Dreadnought. There's no doubt that the injection mold and the R&D costs of making the Redemptive Dreadnought have already been met. They were probably even met 3 or 4 years ago. So in a way, although you're saving a bit of money by buying this set compared to purchasing the miniatures separately, the Redemptive Dreadnought probably didn't cost Games Workshop anything to include in this. So in a way, they're making even more of a profit by including an older miniature that has paid for itself. I hope this isn't a precedent with the upcoming refresh of Chaos and Eldar and possibly Tyranids and Guard, and they do stick to the previous 2 army sets of Sisters of Battle and the Beast Snagger Orcs army set, where they only include brand new miniatures for the range. It was one of the reasons why I didn't pick up this army set on release. I think I unboxed it a few days afterwards, and I've only reviewed all of these Black Templars units because a kind person in the community purchased this army set for the channel to unbox and review. If they had not have done that, if they had not have performed that act of kindness and support for the channel, I wouldn't be sat here right now giving you a review of this set. Once again, thank you. Ed, I really appreciate it. But what that did is it opened up the floodgates a little bit for me to review Chaplain Grimaldis and Helbrecht, as well as the Castellan and the Sword Brethren. So yes, even though this was purchased for the channel, I have now gone and spent almost £100 on the other Black Templars miniatures just to give you guys unboxings and reviews, which is a bonus because I really like the look of those other models, and I can't wait to give you the reviews of the Sword Polisher and Helbrecht and the Castellan. Really looking forward to that model. Now let's have a look at the miniatures included individually. We don't really need to look at the Redemptive Dreadnought. We all know what one of those looks like. It's a great kit. It's got a fair bit of customization. You don't have to go for the Icarus rocket pod. You can leave that off it if you wish. You can opt for the Fragstorm grenade launchers like I have, or the Storm Bolters, and for the fist you can go for the Gatling cannon or the heavy flamer. For the main weapon, I've opted for the heavy plasma incinerator. You can go for the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon if you wish as well. Now, the main miniatures in this though are these two. The Marshal separately is £21, but the Emperor's Champion is £23.50. And I think in the review of the Emperor's Champion, I did brush over the fact that you're only allowed one in any army, and sometimes that, and typically with Games Workshop, that does impact the price of some of the models, because they know that although it is Space Marines, it's a chapter of Space Marines. And then within that chapter, it's just a single miniature. So it's not even a like HQ choice that can be used in every single Space Marine chapter multiple times. It's a character within a specific chapter itself. So I kind of understand that bit. But the Emperor's Champion model is lovely. I'm still not sold on the tabard under the armour plate, but everything else, you know, the range of motion, holding that black sword up so high is just fantastic. And it's a great model that they've incorporated into the Primaris range. The Marshal, another great success. You know, you can equip him with the Power Axe if you wish, and the Pyre, and the Auto Flamer, which is just an auto bolt rifle with a flamer attachment. It looks good either way, and definitely lends itself for having multiple Marshals. So that's like the captain equivalent for Black Templars. The Crusader Squad, again, on the face of it, it does look a bit odd having the 6 Primaris powered armoured Space Marines, you know, the 5 initiates with the Sword Brother, and then the 4 neophytes. And I do question heavily why there aren't any Starty shotguns in the set. While I do like the customization in the whole unit, and you do get a huge amount of parts. Look at all these spare parts there. You know, if you had another set of intercessors lying about, you could definitely use them. I do question those lack of shotguns. I like how you're able to have like 3 different sets of bolt pistols and chainswords, and 3 different sets of bolt carbines, but I think in hindsight I would have preferred only 2 options of those, and then 2 options of the Astarte shotguns. As it stands, the only way to get those shotguns is through the Black Templars upgrade sprue. But overall, it's a lovely looking, but in summary, it's a lovely looking unit. And if you were to get another set or even 2 sets of those Crusader squads, you're going to have enough parts there to really customize them to the fullest. Now, we can't really do a review of the army set without the supplement. The artwork is absolutely stunning. I get nostalgia vibes every time I look at it. It reminds me heavily of, I think it's 3rd edition of the army rulebook set, which back then was about £40, which was a steal for everything you got in there. I think that set included Dark Eldar and Space Marines, from what I can remember, and had the rulebook in. Back then, rulebooks were about £25, so for £15 more for everything else that you got in it, it's just a no-brainer. The supplement is nice. Again, like all the other 9th edition codexes, it focuses heavily on rules and crusade rules, and as it's a supplement, it would be unfair of me to say that the omission of like the standard units is warranted. It's not warranted. However, I think that if they included a separate datasheet for the Marshal, for the Castellan, even though we know they have their Space Marine equivalents in terms of a captain and a lieutenant, it would have been more of a showcase for those units, considering that they do showcase them in some of the pictures. I would have just preferred more pictures. I would have liked to have seen more pictures, like with all of these 9th edition codexes. There's been a gradual move to getting the rules digitally through apps and things, and I think a lot of the reasons why people buy the books for the lore, for the pictures, for painting guides, and for other army showcases have been lost in this 9th edition. But the prices of the books have been increasing. But I don't want to end on a negative. If you are able to pick up this army set, it's still worth getting, unless you have 6 Redemptive Dreadnoughts already. But if you really want that codex supplement, this is the way to go about it. Other than that, you can now pick up the Marshal in the Combat Patrol, which is a good combat patrol because of that upgrade sprue. You can pick up the Emperor's Champion separate, and of course the rest of the characters for the Black Templars. It's a good army set, but it doesn't quite hit the high notes of the Beast Snagger set, and certainly not the Sisters of Battle. But what do you guys think of the Black Templars army set and the miniatures that they've released for this wave of refreshes, for this wave of Primaris refreshes for the chapter? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.